Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something we all deal with, anger. But here's the thing. Maybe the real danger isn't the big explosion we all think about. What if it's actually this quiet, step-by-step spiral that can totally unravel our lives before we even know what's happening?
So yeah, let me just put it to you this way. What if anger's real power is hidden? What if it's less like a firecracker and more like a slow leak? Let's dive in and see.
Okay, so take a look at this. This is a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. Now, it might look a little intimidating, right? But I want you to think of it like a secret code, or a formula, really. It perfectly lays out this four-step chain reaction that anger kicks off. And today, we're going to crack this code together.
And listen, this isn't just some dusty old philosophy. Nope. This is a super practical, totally timeless warning about how one single emotion can start a domino effect with, well, pretty devastating consequences.
All right, so here it is, the whole chain reaction in one go. You can see it's like a four-step staircase heading down. A staircase where you can't even see the bottom. It all kicks off with delusion. That delusion then messes with your memory. And once your memory's confused, it starts to destroy your intellect, which, you guessed it, leads to total ruin. So let's go ahead and take that first step down.
All right, let's start at the very top. The first step, delusion. This is the absolute most critical one because this is the spark that lights the whole fuse.
So the key word here is a Sanskrit term, sammohah, and it literally means delusion. This is that precise moment where anger stops being just a feeling and starts becoming like a thick fog. It just rolls right in, clouds your judgment, and completely warps how you see reality. It's like you're looking at the world through a distorted lens. And this delusion, this sammohah, it has an immediate and pretty powerful punch. Boom. Your judgment gets cloudy, so you start making bad calls. Boom. Your perception gets distorted, so you see attacks where there are only accidents. And, this is a big one, you lose your sense of discernment. That little voice that tells you right from wrong. It just gets staticky, muffled.
Let's make this super simple. Say you're walking through a crowd, right? Someone bumps into you. Normally, you just think, oh, it's crowded, and move on. But if you're angry, that's when sammohah, that delusion, kicks in. Your brain immediately tells you they did that on purpose. All of a sudden, a simple accident feels like a targeted assault. And just like that, you've taken the first step down the spiral.
Okay, so once that delusion has its hooks in you, things start to speed up. A lot. Let's look at how this whole thing builds, because the trip from one step to the next happens way faster, and you have way less control.
This chart really lays it out perfectly. You can see the whole escalation. First, you've got sammohah, the delusion. What do you lose? Clarity. And the consequence? Really poor judgment. Okay, so that bad judgment then infects your memory. That's stage 2, Smriti vibhramah. You actually start to rewrite your own memories to justify being angry, and you lose all sense of perspective. And once your memory is shot, what's next? Your intellect, your Buddhi, is destroyed. You lose wisdom. And the consequence of that? It's a straight line to self-destruction.
And that loss of intellect, it brings us right to the bottom, the final really dramatic end of this whole downward spiral. We've hit the bottom of the staircase. This is where the loss isn't just a piece of you, it's everything. The last word in that ancient verse is pranashyati. And this is crucial. It doesn't just mean you have a bad day or things go wrong. It means total ruin, complete and utter destruction. Because when your intellect is gone, your ability to reason, to see consequences, to make a good choice, you've lost the basic tools you need to just navigate life. You essentially become the architect of your own downfall.
So let's be absolutely clear. We're not talking about a partial failure here, not just a setback. This verse is describing a path to 100% ruin. It's a process that, left unchecked, will systematically dismantle everything. Your relationships, your job, your peace of mind. It's a total system failure, all started by a single emotion.
Okay. But, and this is the most important but, understanding this whole destructive cycle is actually the most powerful thing you can do. It's the key to breaking it. Because once you know the path down, you can finally find the way back up.
And the really good news? You can jump in and stop this spiral at any point. It's not too late. You've got real, practical tools. Things like mindfulness, just simple breathing, can stop that first wave of anger. Self-reflection helps you figure out, hey, what are my triggers, Emotional regulation, go for a run, write in a journal, gives that energy somewhere else to go. And then there are bigger things, like really trying to see from another's perspective, or even forgiveness, which can pull the whole problem out by the roots before it even begins.
So when you boil it all down, it's really a choice between two very different paths. You've got the path of anger, delusion, which leads to confusion, which ends in ruin, or you have the path of awareness. You use tools like mindfulness and reflection, and that leads you to wisdom. It's that simple. You get to decide which way you're going to turn.
So as we wrap this up, just remember this. That ancient verse, it's not a sentence. It's not telling you this is your fate. It's a warning sign. It's a map of a really dangerous road. And now that you have the map, you have the power to choose a different one. So the only real question left is, where on this path are you going to choose to get off?